Okay, so tricking your friends is like a tale as old as time. So I remember being, I think it was 10 years ago. So I would have been 7, okay? And basically, me and my mom, we both went to Jamaica, okay? It's where she's from. It was for sort of like a little vacation, okay? Well, it was actually because somebody died. But she said, okay, just look at it as a vacation, okay? Because obviously I didn't really know the person. I didn't really know much of my family at the time. So for her, she just wanted like an excuse to bring me to Jamaica, okay? I got 2 weeks off of school. It was a 2-week trip, and one very big thing I remember from it was like when we were on the plane, I think coming back, like in the sky, you could see the split between night and day. Like it was so weird. Like behind us, it was like these dark clouds, gloomy storms. Like stuff like that. But then on the other side where the plane was like going towards, it was sort of like sunny, sunshine, like the ocean was glimmering, stuff like that. It was so beautiful. It was like a weird contrast. Like behind us was darkness, clouds, storm, and it's like a metaphor for us going back to like the good times, like the sunny daylight, stuff like that. I don't know, it was a pretty interesting memory. But that leads me on to like, okay, but what's the like, where was the prank? Okay, so my mom, we were staying at like this friend's house, one of her friend's house, and he had a son, okay, and the son was like my age, I think, maybe like a year younger. And bro, me and this guy were like playing pranks on each other like no other. One of like the biggest ones was, okay, we had like this sort of chili oil, or like they had this chili oil, and I was putting it into like, we were both pranking each other with it. So I would grab some of the chili oil. Let me like move around so you're not just staring at like a blank thing, okay? So I would grab some of the chili oil and I would put it into his food, into like his porridge, and I even put it into like some of his lotion. I didn't get to see how that went. Probably didn't go too well, but yeah, we were just like pranking each other with it. I think he put it in some of my like eggs or something, and yeah, but like it was disgusting. It was chili oil, okay? But anyways, this sort of thing of like just pranking people has been a thing for like years. We have a whole month or a day of the month dedicated called April Fools, where like you're supposed to sort of like trick the people around you in sort of like a fun, mischievous way. Nothing serious, nothing like, oops, your legs are gone now. Sort of in more of like a haha, got you, silly boy kind of way. And I think like the best sort of pranks are the pranks where like you didn't even like, you couldn't even consider that being a prank. Like for example, like the lotion one. Who would expect somebody to put chili oil in lotion? Like nobody. That's like insane, okay? Like when you're using an everyday item and then like it isn't how it's supposed to be. And anyways, like just this idea of pranks, of tricking people in general, this got me thinking, okay, what's something that's like commonly used that you would look at and you wouldn't expect anything to be off with it, okay? Well, the first thing to me that comes to mind is like, well, a health pack, or maybe like a water bottle with a drink inside of it, or maybe like some food. You would hope that there's nothing wrong with the health pack. Let's say like, okay, you're low in a game. Let's say you're in Fortnite and like you're about to open like a med kit, okay? Like let me just quickly like model out a med kit. Boom, make this red, cool. And then Control D, rotate. Like imagine this is your med kit, okay? You wouldn't expect this to sort of like kill you when you use it, okay? Looks kind of like the flag of England. Now that I look at it, accidental England moment. Anyways, med kit, okay? Like you wouldn't use this and expect it to kill you, right? Because that's not how med kits work at all. Anyways, I was thinking about, okay, pranks, mischievousness, etc. What if I were to take something that's like so common that you wouldn't even expect to be like deceptive? And the first thing that came to my mind was, okay, like a med kit. What if I were to go into Roblox, okay? And what if I were to make a med kit that were, or a health pack, or like a life giver, something that would give you health, something that is traditionally associated with, okay, this is going to help me. What if I were to take something like that and I would like spin it around, and instead of helping you, it actually like not helps you? Whatever the opposite of help is. To not help somebody is to, actually let's just like go Google this, okay? Hinder, obstruct, impede. What if something were to, instead of helping you, it were to like obstruct you, it were to like impede you, it were to get into your way, okay? And yeah, that's like the plan for today's video. Let's just make that, okay? So first of all, what we need to do is we need to actually like sort of figure out what that item is going to be, okay? So it needs to be something that like traditionally is associated with help, with like good times. And I think like the easiest thing for this is going to be like a health pack. So let's say this, for example. Let's like just model one out real quickly. So it's going to go up like that, do this, and then I'm just going to like rotate this to the side, maybe stretch it out like a bit this way. Cool. So like this is going to be like our health pack. It's going to be like the health symbol, okay? Because when you look at like anything like this, you just immediately associate, well, this is probably going to help, especially if we make it red, okay? Boom, like a bright red. This is associated with health. You see this on the front of like hospitals, on the front of med kits. I know in like World War II or World War I, or just in any like wars in general, medics will usually have this like plastered onto like the fronts of their helmets, of their vehicles, etc, etc. And it's sort of like a symbol of, okay, if you see this, I am a medic, do not shoot me, okay? I'm friendly, I'm just here to help. I'm pretty sure like the Japanese during World War II, like they didn't really care about that. They still shot you on sight anyway. Anyways, the point is, when you see this, you think good things, you think positive, help, okay? Or maybe we can even make it green, okay? Like I feel like this especially would work, because when you look at green plus, you think of, okay, this is probably just gonna give me health. One of the two, doesn't really matter. We could even have both, for example. Make this red, make it vibrant red. We could do like eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So eeny, meeny, miny, mo, ba 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 ba, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and then suppose out. Okay, so no red, we're gonna do the green one, okay? And what I'll do now is I'll make it into a union. If you right click it, you can go to solid modeling and we can just like do union from there. And what it'll do is like, it'll basically just make it into one whole part, okay? And it still like behaves the same as a part. You can change like the material of it to like metal. You can change the material to maybe like rubber, roof shingles, all of this stuff. So it behaves like it's a normal part, okay? But for the purpose of this, we'll just like make it glass, okay? So it looks like kind of shiny, kind of cool. Like look at the gleam, look at like the lighting off of that. Bro, that's a side note. I remember when Roblox released like their lighting update and it like revamped everything. Bro, that was such a game changer. Like it made all the games look so much more beautiful. Anyways, back to here. So this is what our part is going to be. And let me sort of like just break down what's going to happen. So what I want to occur is like, I want the player to like load into the game. Okay. They're going to be like low on health. We're going to figure out a way to like make the player have less health than usual. Okay. And they're gonna see this and they're gonna be like, oh, okay, wow, this is probably gonna heal me. It's green, it's a plus arrow. Usually those things heal people. I'm gonna touch it, okay? And what it's gonna do is it is actually gonna heal the player, but then very shortly after, their health is gonna start ticking down like a poison effect. It's gonna go like 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. And then all of a sudden the player's gonna be like, wait a minute, what? This is actually hurting me instead. That's what the plan is going to be. So like immediately, let's just like get straight into it. What I'm gonna do is, yeah, and side note, Roblox Studio has been acting up for me recently. Like I click stop and like it just freezes for some reason. But anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a script into service, and then what I'll do is I'll just quickly like establish some variables, okay? So these are our variables and I'm pretty sure this is like going to be like good enough. Actually, what we can do is local poison damage equals 10, local cooldown equals like, how long should it be? Like maybe like 10 seconds or maybe like 5 seconds, okay? So what we have here is the player service, which will allow us to like access everything to do with like players in general. So we can see like whether a player touches something. So we can see like whether a player joins the game, whether a player leaves the game. What we will need this for is to discern whether a player has touched the part or not, okay? And then local health pack equals workspace.health pack, okay? When I say health pack, it's just referring to this part in the workspace, okay? I changed the name to health pack just for like readability, makes it easier. Local poison damage is equal to 10. So whenever I reference poison damage, I mean the number 10. This is like how much damage is going to be taken off of the player every like second after they touch the health pack. And then we have local cooldown equals 5, so the cooldown between them being able to touch the health pack again. Or maybe I won't even have it like that. Maybe I'll just have it so like the health pack just disappears immediately, okay? Anyways, doesn't really matter. So then now what we need to do is we need to figure out when the health pack is being touched, okay? And then when it's touched, give the player health, but then shortly after that, start hurting them, okay? So we can just do health pack dot touch, and then we can connect a function that occurs every time it gets touched, okay? And then what I'll do here is I'll just do whatever touches health pack. Okay, cool. So right now, this is a parameter. A parameter is basically like a variable exclusive to that function, okay? So I can only like use this inside of here, okay? Like when I type whatever touches health pack, you can see that like it comes up with this. But if I were to type it like outside of here, nothing comes up, okay? Because I can only use this variable inside of the function, okay? And a function basically just like runs some code whenever like this gets touched, okay? And then what we want to happen is, okay, whenever the player touches it, or actually no, first we need to figure out, okay, who's even touching it in the first place, okay? So we can just do this. Okay, cool. So right now, this is like this is like 3 lines of code, okay? I'll just quickly run through it. So local character is equal to whatever touches the health pack's parent, okay? So let's say right now the health pack is touching the base plate. And then what's the parent of the base plate? Workspace, okay? So then now character would be equal to workspace because the character gets set to whatever touches the health pack's parent, okay? So then if I'm touching it, okay? So then if I'm touching it, all of a sudden character would be equal to me because, okay, like my feet are touching it, okay? Right now my feet are touching it, left foot, okay? And then what's the parent of the left foot? Tie some newbie. So then all of a sudden now character is going to be set to like tie some newbie, okay? And then we do local play equals players get play from character, okay? So like just to quickly, I can't even show you guys right now, but local play equals players get play from character, okay? So when you load into the game, there's sort of like 2 players, okay? The character, which is like the visible model, okay? So this would be the character, this would be the player. The player is sort of like the identifier, okay? Whereas the character is like the physical model within the workspace. And from doing that, we just get the player from the character. So we get the character and it's like, okay, cool. This is the character, which means, okay, so this is the character, okay, tie some newbie. And then using this, it can go into the player's service and then be like, okay, well, if this guy's tie some newbie, then we just look for the guy named tie some newbie within the player service, okay? And then finally, we do if not player, then return end. So if anything other than a player touches the health pack, then don't continue past this line, okay? And then now what we need to do is we basically just need to like set the transparency of the health pack to like half, give the player health, and then shortly after they get health, actually start to hurt them instead, okay? So actually what I can just do is I need a way for the player to get damaged in the first place. So we'll just like have this part here, and then we'll just do like local damager equals workspace dot part. Okay, cool. And then what I can just do is part or damager dot touched connect function, boom, boom. And then I can just like copy all of this, okay? And it's like basically the same thing. Not even basically, it's literally the same thing, okay? So what we can do is if not part, hang on, let me rename the part in the workspace to damager also when my like game works again, just for like ease of access readability, okay? We can just name this damager. And then what we can do is if not part, if not damager, I'm tripping, okay. If not damager, get attribute boom touched, then. So what we can do now is if not damager get attribute touched, what I'll do is like I'll write out all the code, then I'll explain it after, okay? Okay, cool. So this is basically what we have, okay? It looks kind of complicated. Trust me, it's not. I'm gonna explain this in such a simple way where you have no choice but to understand it, okay? So we do if not damager get attribute touched, okay? So attribute basically means sort of like a tag, okay? And what we do is we get the tag to see if it's touched, okay? So if not get attribute touched, so if it doesn't have the attribute touched, okay? If it doesn't have an attribute called touched, we give it an attribute. We do set attribute touched and we make it true, okay? So right now, touched can either be true or false. We set what we want the attribute to be, then we give it a value. So right now the value is literally just gonna be a boolean true or false, okay? And then we like get rid of some of the player's health. So we do play.character.humanoid.health because this is where like the health is located. If I load in, you guys can like just see that. So we do like player.character, so like the workspace.humanoid health because this is where like the health is located, okay? Where's the health? See, boom. And then we just like take 50 away from this, okay? Then it waits 5 seconds and it sets the touched attribute to false, okay? So to like just go over it again, summarize it. It checks if this is true. No, so it checks if it's not false. So it checks if it's true. But if it's not true, then it sets the attribute to being true. Takes away some of the health, then it waits. Okay, so it goes boom, 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 waits 5 seconds, because remember, up here we set the variable cooldown 5 seconds. So right now it's just going to be stuck here for 5 seconds, okay? Then it sets it to false, okay? And then you may be thinking, okay, but like, what if we just touch it again, like in between this time? Well, because remember, it checks if it's not false, so it checks if it's true, but we set it to true here. So if it's not true, then do this. Then it waits 5 seconds before making it false, so it's not gonna like go again. And then boom, doing that, if I touch the part, it takes off my health, and then like it waits 5 seconds before doing it again. Okay, I'm like, I have no health left. Okay, anyways, boom, that's how that works. Okay, that's how we're gonna like get rid of some of the players' health, so then we can like prank them by giving them health. Okay, by like giving them health and then like taking away the health. Okay, you get it, you get it, you get it. And then now we're gonna do is we just need to give them health. So player.character.humanoid.health plus equals 50, and then we can do like the same debounce thing. Okay, so if I just do this, boom, and then we just do this, just like a little bit of thing, like this is the debounce, and then you just put whatever action you want to like have a cooldown in the middle of it. Okay, so it goes get, set, action, then you set it to false. Like that's how I remember it. So you get, you set, then you set. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna give them health, and then also just like sort of indicate that the health, like the cooldown. Okay, what we can do is health pack dot transparency, and we can just set that to like 0.8 or something, and then we can wait for the cooldown, and then we can set it back to like being visible, being fully visible again. Okay, so then now this is like what it happens. This is what happens. Okay, so I touch this. Wow. Okay, now I need health. No, I touch this. Oh, okay, hang on, I need to get rid of this, that little thing on the left. Okay, oh yeah, and then one more thing, I'm gonna set the can collide property to like false, so like the player can just like phase through it. Basically, you don't really need to do that, it's just for like ease. Okay, so then now, okay, if I load in, okay, I touch the part. Oh no, I've taken damage. Okay, then I walk into this. The reason why it didn't work is because we're trying to get the same attribute. Okay, so we're getting the attribute of damager to see if that's being touched. Okay, and like we're accessing that cooldown, when when in actuality we need to be checking if the health pack has been touched. Okay, health pack. Okay, instead of checking how we touched the damager when we've actually touched the health pack, we're actually checking if we've touched the health pack when we've touched the health pack. Okay, so then now if I load in, I take some damage. Okay, and I touch this. Okay, boom, it heals me now. Perfect. And then it waits like 5 seconds, and then like, okay, this means it can be used again, but I already have like full health, so it's not really gonna heal me. Okay, but one more thing, we need to like actually code the like, okay, wait, actually it's gonna poison you. Okay, so then what we can do is wow, health pack, get attribute, touched is equal to true, do, and this is a loop that's going to run as long as this is set to true. Okay, so basically forever, because if this loop is running, then it won't get set to false. Okay, we can do health pack get attribute is equal to true do, and then we can just do player.character.health.humanoid. I might as well just like make a variable for it at this point. .health minus equals 10. Okay, and then we can do like task.wait 3 seconds so my game doesn't crash. And then what we can do is if player okay, let me just like copy this. If player.character.humanoid.health is less than or is equal to or less than 0, then was that the wrong way around? Is less than or equal to 0, then break. Okay, and then what this is going to do is it's going to end the loop. Okay, oh, I did the wrong symbol. Okay, so you're supposed to do this. There we go, that's more accurate. And then what we can do is we can just change this to like 1 instead, so it's faster and it's not like taking forever. Okay, cool. So then now for the moment of truth. Okay, if I load in and I touch this, okay, oh no, I've taken damage. Okay, I need health. Touch the life pack, get healed. Wait, but then now it's damaging me instead. Okay, wait, why is this happening? Wait, what? Wait, I'm about to die. Player dies. Okay, perfect, amazing. And yeah, that's literally it for the video. So we've made a part that like damages the player. Okay, then we've made a health pack that heals the player, but then after a couple seconds it starts damaging them instead, like a little poison health pack. You can even see like the little poison glow off of it. So if you've liked this video, be sure to show some love, hit the like, subscribe, So if you like this video, be sure to like, show some love, hit that like, bell, subscribe button. Top link in the description, we have a Discord. Pull up. Right now there's only like one other person in there, but he's ignoring me. He's being mean, okay? You can like join a community and stuff, hang out, ask questions. It's still like a work in progress, so like I'm gonna be working on it. And I feel like such a YouTuber when I do like all those plugs. And yeah, anyways, I hope to see you in the next one. Mwah.